Good evening. Oh, nothing like a little feedback. Man, I'm looking at the camera. It looks all dusty, huh? What is that? Oh, it's the light reflecting from the bottom. That's funny. Good evening. Here we go. Man, I can't. It's like my clock is at a different angle, but I think I know where we're at. Wow, it's weird. Okay. Yeah, that atomic clock, man. Down to the wire. All right. Tomorrow on our day off, I'm going to be on the Kevin Moore show. He's out here from the UK, and so I'm going to go do that tomorrow afternoon, and I'll post when that's going to go up. But that's really cool. It's going to be shot right here in Burbank, and so there you go. I'm going to be on the Kevin Moore show tomorrow, and love his show. It's a great show if you haven't checked it out. And there you go. I've got Gina Zamparelli's funeral is Saturday. And then Sunday is Father's Day. So we've got a full but relaxing weekend in front of us. And we've got a great week lined up next week. John Rappaport is back tonight from his vacation. It's going to be good to hear his voice. And then it's open lines all night long. And there is nothing like a Thursday night. There is nothing like it. Nothing in the world. And it's just an honor and a privilege to hang out here with all of you and just have 3 straight hours of conversation. So we'll be doing that tonight. And I'm ready to go as far as I can tell. All systems are check. And 3, 2, 1.
The Smoke Radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Good evening. Fade to Black. Bespoke radio for the masses. Yeah, man. It's Thursday, June 14th, 2018. 164 days into the new year, just 201 days left. We are live from a bunker somewhere in beautiful downtown Burbank, California. And I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer Network, and KGRA, the planets. I'm your Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? You know, tonight on the show, Tonight on the show, it's Thursday night, it's Fadernight. Man, these gifts today are priceless. They're all good. You even got a Eddie Van Halen. Man, the old lady on the, what is that? Is that a pool? What? That is just nuts. Oh, man, they're all great. Oh, got Darth Vader. He's dancing. These are great, man. Thank you guys so much. I look at everyone. Oh, man, look at that. The Skull Vodka shot being poured by John Proctor. Well played. Well played. I've got one right here. Look. Look. Right here. I haven't opened it yet, but there it is. Skull Vodka. Right there. I've got, I should put this next to my other skulls. Man, he's pretty majestic looking. Let's see if I can squeeze him in here. I have got over at the house, I've got two of the Skull Vodka kits with the shot glasses, with the skull shot glasses, and haven't broken that out yet. Oh, man. Need to get Dan Aykroyd on the show. He owns that company. We need to get Dan Aykroyd on. I'll bust that out. I'll do shots on the air. I'll do shots of that on the air with Aykroyd. So tonight when you call in, okay, listen to me. Tonight when you call in, give me your best. How you doing? I want your best. How you doing? And I'll give you one. How you doing? Yeah. Can you do it? Oh, man. I wonder if Mika's out of bed. We'll get Mika with his little 8-9-year-old British. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? All right, I'm in a great mood. It's Thursday night. It's Fadernight. There is nothing better on this planet. There isn't. There is nothing better on this planet than sitting here with all of you and just having a conversation. It's the best night of the week. We all know that. It is Fadernight. It's Thursday night. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. And on Stellar, I spent my day over there again today. Hey, you know what I did today was I just sat and replied to probably 200 messages. And if you're over on Stellar and you get my message and the answer is like, ha, cool, right on. You know what I'm doing. I'm reading your message. And I'm replying as quick as I can because I want to reply to everybody. And you took the time to write to me. I'm going to write back, and I'm going to read what you have to say. Some of the messages there, you guys treat, and I understand, you treat the OnStellar messaging as if it was a PDF. I get like 8 paragraphs. And I'm sitting down, I'm reading, it's compelling, right? So I just read through all of it, and I'll go through like an 8-paragraph message. I'll get to the bottom, right on, send. I know that's not what you want. And I know that it doesn't make sense. It's way out of balance, but I'm just doing the best that I can. I spent hours today, on OnStellar just hitting messages. So anyway, come over, hit me with a friend request over at OnStellar, OnStellar.com, OnStellar.com. It is an amazing social media platform built for this paranormal, supernatural, conspiracy community of ours. And when you go, just use the promo code. That's really cool, John. That's a cool gift. So it's every year. Is it every year of Mustang? There's 66, 67, 68, 70, 71. Not quite. Yeah, I would say nearly every platform. The Fox is in there. Okay. All right. use the promo code, referral code Jimmy, and you'll get some bonus on Stellar tokens. You'll get 15. All right, so just go register, hang out. It's amazing. When you register and you build your profile, don't forget your profile pic, because if you send me a firm request without a profile pic, I'm not going to, I'm not going to do it. I'm forcing people to upload a profile pic, even a profile image. If it's not your face and you want to post upload the I want to believe poster, I don't care, but take the time to do that. All right, and then I'll respond. But what is really cool when you get there and you set everything up, first thing you do, go up to the top, and you're going to want to explore, and it's fun, it's great. I get that, but go up to the top and click on trending at the top, and those are all the trending articles that people are writing. And just start reading. That's what I do. I just start reading. And you can upvote, downvote, do all that stuff. But go and read. It is really, really cool. And then right next to that is a new tab. Those are all the newest articles. The second somebody before it's got a chance to go trend, those are posted in order. And then once you get a friends list built up and you've got all your friends, you're going to have a news feed, and you're going to get everything that your friends are posting. Yeah. Commenting, post on their profile page. It's really, really cool. It's a really cool platform. The newest social media network on Stellar. You can also follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio, at JChurchRadio. You can do what you want on Facebook. I don't care. YouTube. We're back. We've uploaded 3 days in a row now to YouTube. It felt kind of strange after 2 weeks off, because we got, smacked. But there you go. But On Stellar's going to have their video channels here really soon, and we'll see what happens. River Moon coffee. Man. Going to be serving River Moon at Soul Tech. Did I just let that slip? Yeah. Man, how about those Soul Tech t-shirts? Are those things the coolest? Unbelievable. And those will be in your gift bags. That's right. Soul Tech t-shirt in your gift bag. Very cool. All right. Where am I at? The Sandbox is hashtag F2B on Twitter. And come and hang out. And I do this every Thursday, every other Thursday. We use TweetDeck here at Fade to Black. All of the Fadernauts use TweetDeck. And to get TweetDeck, just go search it, download it. It's a version of Twitter for your browser, but it loads automatically. You don't have to click on notifications or do anything. You just get a bunch of columns going, and it starts running automatically when anybody posts anything, and it's really cool. And so our column here, our Sandbox, is hashtag F2B. We should have just done hashtag Sandbox. That's what we should have done. That's so funny. Anyway, hashtag F2B. And any questions or comments, just use hashtag F2BQ. Just put the Q on the end of it. It is very simple. Now, normally right here, I do some breaking news. And my breaking news today, which is kind of like what's been going on over the this last, let's go with the last 2 years, but certainly the last couple of months, I've seen this trend, and then it really took off last week after the summit. And I go, and it doesn't matter. I mean, of course, we have CNN and Fox here and MSNBC, right? We've got that, and ABC and so forth. We have that here. But around the world, where you've got RT and BBC, Al Jazeera, right? You go to these sites now, and all they are trying to do is steer your mind and opinion. It's no longer about the news. No longer. And I cannot believe how crazily inaccurate everything is. And it doesn't matter. Just don't even say, Jimmy, you're talking down about this or that or that. No, it's all bad. And the style of news today is about opinion. Now, since when does opinion become the news? You have the facts. The facts. That's it. Right? The facts. Editorials and opinion pieces used to be in the back of the newspaper, right? The back of the magazine. But it was always, the news first. The facts. Such and such happened today. It included 10 of these and 20 of those and one of those. And it's the news. It's the news, right? And sounds like you are hitting the opinion pieces. Sounds to me like I'm reading the frigging headlines, Ant. And I'm not kidding. It's nuts. It's nuts. And every headline on it just doesn't matter, right? If I'm going to go somewhere honest these days, where not honest is the wrong word, where it seems like they're still reporting the news, right? Just the news. It's International Business Times. I go there. And it seems like it's just fair and it's just like it's just news. It's like news. But man, go to RT. Oh my goodness. It's just so funny. It's nothing but opinions, and those are the headlines these days. And so I have chosen to quite a long time ago, but now it's even more so. It's crazy. I don't read the news. If there's a breaking story, something happened, it's a volcano, it's an earthquake, it's a plane crash, it's a bank robbery, it's a shooting. Okay, that I'll go, and it's breaking, and I'll see the breaking headline, and if it's something like that, I'll go to it. But jumping onto a mainstream news outlet today just to sit there and read, you are getting your mind twisted. I don't want to say the words that I want to use. It's crazy. Yes, RT is Russian known. That's why it's called Russia Today. That thing is a Putin propaganda site. But it's bizarre. It's bizarre. It doesn't matter where you go. And even the BBC. BBC's right there. Sky. It's just crazy. All right. So today, and my point was that today I had a few breaking stories, and Renee sent me a bunch of really cool headlines, and I'm going to get through all of these. Like, she sent me a piece on interspecies communication. She sent me a space. You can go to the space station now for $5 million a day. So I've got that, right? I've got, and I talked about this 2 weeks ago, got a new story on how it's raining crystals right now in Hawaii, right? Lava hits the ocean, crystals form and head up. It's absolutely nuts. And wow, the computer that is doing the bunker camp feed tried to just update and restart, and it's scheduled. How does that happen? But, so I've got all of that. But there wasn't anything worthy today. Not these stories are all great. I'm talking about breaking news. And it just wasn't there. I don't want to do an opinion piece. Coming up in 2 weeks. No, I'm sorry. Coming up in 1 week and 2 days. What is that? 9 days. June 23rd is our next event. And Disclosure Fest and the California State Parks present the Mass Meditation Initiative, Disclosure Fest, at the Los Angeles State Historic Park, right in the middle of beautiful downtown Los Angeles. It's next to Chinatown. So, disclosurefest.org. an amazing lineup of speakers. Just go to disclosurefest.org. Totally free. All you got to do is go to the website, register, and get your free tickets. It's that simple. 35 acres. Oh, man. It's just amazing. A couple of stages. They're going to have a film festival. And I think Corey, I could be speaking out of turn, but I think Corey's going to show his new documentary there. So anyway, you want to go. Disclosurefest.org. And then right after that, now I've been warning everybody, but now it's starting to come down to the wire. Don't forget, Soul Tech, you've got to sign up. We've only got, I think we've got a dozen tickets left. I think that's it. Maybe a little more, but that's it. That's it. Soul Tech Gathering, East Eddy Ranch, this August 9th through the 12th. Go to soultechgathering.com. Corey Good's going to be my special guest. We're going to have James Gilliland, Jason Quipp, Matthew Ryan, Michaela Sheldon, Teresa Yanaris, Holly Marie, Mary Gabrielle, John Lund, Dana Harvey, Laura Cantu, and Billy Carson, and others. We've got musical guests and some other speakers, too, that have just been added. You can go and check everything over at soultechgathering.com. All right, now we're going to have a really cool party on Sunday night. We're bringing in food trucks. We're going to have sky watching every night on the Field of Dreams. We're going to do a meditation. We have the medicine wheel out there in the middle of the Field of Dreams. You know there's going to be some Bigfoot action, some fairies, some orbs, some stuff in the sky, and 5 classrooms teaching for 4 straight days. You've got to get your tickets now, soultechgathering.com. All right? We're just about sold out. So I warned everybody from the beginning, don't cry about it. And then you're going to get that Soul Tech t-shirt right there in your gift bag. August 17th through the 19th, 1 week later after Soul Tech, I'm going to be heading out to Loveland, Colorado. Now, Teresa Yanaris, who's going to be at Soul Tech, Corey Good, who's going to be at Soul Tech, right? And hey, I heard Justin Deschamps is going to be hanging out, too. And then we're all going to wing it out to Loveland, Colorado 1 week later. Gerald O'Donnell, Jordan Sather, dimensionsofdisclosure.com. All right, so there's our summer. Man. So much fun. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast where we have right now over 870 archive shows. Custom apps, Apple, Android, all platforms, just $2 a month. You can also become a Fadernight over at our membership section on the site. Hello, everybody. I'm saying hello right now, where you get the Bunker Cam, commercial-free downloadable archives. And if you get the Game Changer, you get the Fade to Black gear. And, like one of these autographed. Don't you want one of those? Don't you want a Fade to Black hat? Huh? Don't you want a fade? Says Jimmy Church Radio on the back. How cool is that? Right? I can't wear them. There you go. All right. Don't forget all of our sponsors here. Life Change Tea. GetTheTea.com. River Moon Coffee, makers of the Fade to Black blend. Ancient Life Oil. Amazing. Sacred Skulls. And Sacred Skulls, 50% off. All you got to do is mention Jimmy or Fade to Black. New Manna Food Storage. Every order over $100. Get you an autographed Fade to Black t-shirt. Promo code Jimmy. Very simple. And, of course, Bearing Optics. Somebody said, okay, I think it was Frankie. And if it wasn't Frankie, I apologize. Somebody sent me an email saying, Jimmy, are you going to have your new, is Bearing Optics going to be there? And are they going to have, their new, the new Jimmy Church model up there, right? And my answer is, I'm going to have mine. The new ones. And I don't have them yet, but I'm going to get them shortly. And the features, after we get, the first run, then I will announce these features. I don't want other, manufacturers out there. I don't want anybody to get the ideas and start doing this. I just want it to be first. I stressed about this. Now, it's not going to be cheap, okay? It's not. Really good night vision goggles are not cheap. The Gen 3s, depending on who and what, but they can be anywhere from $2,500 to $3,000 and up, right? And so these are going to have all of the latest optics and tube technology, but there's going to be some other features on this electronically that you're not going to have anywhere else. So there you go. Okay, what is that? I did send you the email. Oh, so that was you. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to have them up there, and I would love to have the new ones up there, and I know that for sale. I just don't know. It's a manufacturing thing. And the other thing is I got to make sure, that these are right. Okay, so let's get the show cracking. Happy birthday to one of my favorites today. Faison Love is Fitty. Big worm in Friday. He's also in fear of a black hat, by the way. Boy George today is 57. I want to, before I insert joke here, the first time I saw Culture Club on MTV, it was probably 83. It was like this late night live concert, and I'm watching it, and I'm digging it, right? But I think it's a chick. So I go to school, or I'm hanging out with my friends or something the next day, walking around, hey, man, check out this band, Culture Club, man, with this chick singer. They're really good, man. She's got a really great voice, really cool. And they're going, no, man, that's a dude. No, I'm talking about this band, Culture Club. And they got this chick singer, and they're like, no, man, that's a guy. And it messed with me. It messed with me. But I've been a fan ever since, man. That first night, that's it. I dug it. I dug it. Been a fan ever since. Our dead guy's birthday today is the revolutionary Che Guevara, 1928, 1967, died at the age of 39. Is he known more for the Cuban Revolution or the Motorcycle Diaries? I ask you. I'm going with the T-shirts. I'm going with the T-shirts. He was captured in Bolivia on October 8th, 1967, and executed the next day. On this day in history, OTD, 1951, it was a big one. The United States Census Bureau dedicates UNIVAC, the world's first commercially produced electronic digital computer. It weighed 16,000 pounds, used 5,000 vacuum tubes, and could perform about 1,000 calculations per second. Blazing. An average modern smartphone does over 3.36 billion. And that was on this day in history. Fader fact, 2006. Who did that? Who did the Childress? Did I just accidentally do a Childress? Oh, I did. I ask you. Chris O'Brien has left the Paracast, and I saw his post about that today. I was pretty surprised about it. Him and Gene have been doing it for such a long time, like 10 years. And but yeah, Chris O'Brien. See, I see Childress. I think of Chris O'Brien. They're friends, right? They live, But nonetheless, I ask you. Fader fact: in 2006, the FBI planted an informant pretending to be a radical Muslim in a mosque. And the Muslims in the mosque reported him to the FBI. And that... oh, man, I love Thursday nights. That is your Fader fact. I ask you. Yeah, they did. They did. They absolutely did. They turned in one of their own. That's just too funny. Probably because, he was a white dude, He You just can't go in. You've got to earn your stripes in a mosque, right? You just can't, show up at a mosque and start talking about radical, Muslim stuff. They're going to call you out. You got to hang out for a while. Really funny, man. Really funny. All right, tonight's Thursday night. It's another Fader night with John Rappaport. You guys got to ease up on the childress, man. I ask you. Another Fader night, Thursday night, and John Rappaport's going to be here with us. No More Fake Newsroom live, followed by open lines all night long. The calls have already been coming in. As you noticed, I didn't pick up on any of them. I will open up the phone lines at the top of the hour. Calling in early, I just don't do that. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. Thursday night, Fader night is truly the greatest night of the week. I'm going to get out of here. And when I come back, John Rappaport's going to be here. I do, when I come back at the top of the hour after John, I'm going to talk about a little bit about that phone call last night with Eric, Awakening Man. Yeah. That was a good phone call. He's the best. He had me thinking all night. Eyes wide open, just thinking about Eric. Man, it wasn't right. It's Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I'll be right back with John Rappaport and his No More Fake Newsroom live. This is Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet. Stay with me.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
What can I say about the most popular tea on the internet? And what do customers say about Life Change Tea at getthetea.com? A lot. But by federal law, we at getthetea.com cannot make claims to how this product can enhance your health. We cannot even post our testimonies without being in compliance. So how do we get past the hump? Try our products at getthetea.com and see for yourself. You can send us a testimony, but we just can't post it. Bummer. Our products are GMO-free and organic. We pride ourselves in being the best we can be, and we urge you to take charge of your health. We're 11 years strong, and many of our customers have shared their successes with friends and family. Protect your colon. Log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. Getthetea.com. Getthetea.com.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show. On the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, The Planet.
Win big with KGRA this summer. Tickets and hotel accommodations to the biggest conferences, autographed books and DVDs, chances to win all-inclusive conference cruises, and private dinners with your favorite KGRA hosts. Click the contest tab at kgraradio.com for your chance to win big this summer. Your contact for the best alternative talk radio on the planet. kgraradio.com.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
And now, coming to you from the No More Fake Newsroom in deep space, which is the space that we suspect to be true, that the world as it is fed to us every day by the Ministry of Truth is a lie, a false reality, a movie projected on the screen of our subconscious. This, however, is the breakout. All the screens crash, they all go down, and we see the light of day. A new day. No more robots, no more androids. It's the No More Fake Newsroom with John Rappaport. Take it away, John.
Thank you, Jimmy. Great to be back, folks. Great to be back here with all of you. Got a few stories tonight, as usual. I think I'm going to start with a small miracle of nature. About a year and a half ago, the family moved to the East Coast. And we live surrounded by nature. Not so obvious where we used to live in San Diego. I mean, nature is everywhere. But here, there are seasons. Wow, 4 of them. You can't miss them. And now we are in summer, or on the verge of summer. Everything is incredibly green. So, next to our front porch, in front of the porch, are 2 very large bushes. I don't know what they are, but they are very sturdy indeed. And in the middle of one of these bushes is a vine growing. And this vine is doing not much of anything, just kind of getting taller. And recently, one morning, I walked out on the porch, and I saw that this one branch of a vine had extended itself, leapt about a foot, to connect with a post on the porch, and wound itself around the post. And in succeeding days, it has continued to wind and wind and wind all the way up to the top of the post, to the ceiling of the porch where it is now crawling along. How did this happen? These vines have a strong desire to wrap themselves around something vertical. And they'll take what they can get, apparently, because this is a post. It is not a tree. It is not a living entity in the ordinary sense. It's a piece of shaped wood painted white. And yet, somehow this vine perceived or knew that it was there, a foot away from its grasp. And so it made the leap, and it connected, and it wound itself around the post. I am baffled. I see it, I know it, I understand it, but it does seem miraculous to me, a small miracle, in fact. How does this vine know? What does it know? Is it thinking? Is it saying, look, there's a post. We're going to leap at night when nobody can see us, a foot through the air, and we will connect. And it did, and it does, and it keeps winding and growing bigger and bigger leaves and crawling along the ceiling. I congratulate the vine. I think it's a monumental achievement, and it's a mystery to me that I admire. And now from the sublime to the absurd and the insane. I posted an article today at No More Fake News called "Many Ordinary Meds Cause Depression. Public Trust in Pharma Hits New Low." What is this about? Well, it's about the following, and I've been writing about this for many years. Give a patient, I'm quoting from the article, give a patient a drug to treat his symptoms. The drug causes new symptoms, which are diagnosed as a new illness, and then new drugs are given, and those drugs cause still more symptoms, which in turn are diagnosed as a new condition. On and on it goes. On it goes. Drugged patients suffer tragically and needlessly, and cash piles up in big pharma's coffers. That's what's happening here. So, then I write, at one time this circle of devastation might have been called an accident, but now all the experts know the truth. Therefore, this is rightly labeled a marketing strategy, and at the highest levels, a covert op to disable the population. And I will now quote from Yahoo News 6/12. Get this. 1/3 of Americans are taking prescription and over-the-counter drugs, such as birth control pills, antacids, and common heart medications that may raise the risk of depression, researchers warned on Tuesday. Since the drugs are so common, people may be unaware of their potential depressive effects, said the report in the Journal of the American Medical Association. Many may be surprised to learn that their medications, despite having nothing to do with mood or anxiety or any other condition normally associated with depression, can increase their risk of experiencing depressive symptoms and may lead to a depression diagnosis, etc., etc. Then we have this very suggestive quote from the article. The report was released 1 week after U.S. health authorities said suicides have risen 30% in the past 2 decades, with about half of suicides among people who are not known to suffer from mental illness. Get it? Now, what is this all about? What this is all about is something quite fantastic. Researchers have found that more than 200 commonly used prescription drugs, 200 more than 200, have depression or suicidal symptoms listed as potential side effects. But who knew that? Buried deep in the package inserts, right? Quite amazing. But of course, the antidepressants that are being given to treat the depression that is caused by over 200 ordinary drugs, these antidepressants also cause depression. You can read that on their package inserts. And as my readers know and my listeners know, I've been presenting evidence for years about the ability of antidepressants to cause people to commit suicide and murder. Quite a situation. hundreds of ordinary meds bring on depression. Doctors then prescribe antidepressants, which can deepen depression and push people into suicide and homicide. Cogitate on that for a few moments. Cogitate on that. And then, I write, here's a new report indicating the public may be waking up to the brutal pharma game. And I quote from an article in the mainstream press, public trust has hit a new low for pharma in Edelman's annual Trust Barometer survey. The 13-point drop from 51% to 38% in the U.S. was the category's biggest plummet in the 5 years the public relations and marketing firm has been tracking public sentiment. Pharma's score of 38 puts it firmly in distrusted territory. In other words, what we're talking about here, according to this survey, is that now only 38% of the public trust Big Pharma. Could these issues be connected? Indeed, they could. The more than 200 drugs causing depression that nobody knows about, and then the prescription of antidepressants which deepen depression. What is one to call this? Everybody knows in the pharmaceutical industry, everybody knows in the public health agencies like the CDC and the FDA. This is not a secret that I'm reporting on. This is in the open press. People who run medical schools know this. Some doctors know this if they read the studies. And yet, the beat goes on. The march goes on. The parade goes on. People taking drug after drug after drug that apparently has nothing to do with depression, and yet these drugs, ordinary drugs, are causing depression. But the press refuses to go deeper into this vortex. And as I've been reporting here at Fade to Black for some time and writing about for the last, 6-7 years at least, there is the infamous and famous Starfield report that was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association on July 26, 2000, that stated that pharmaceutical drugs correctly prescribed are killing 106,000 Americans a year. And if you extrapolate that out to a decade, the drugs kill 1 million people. I interviewed Dr. Starfield, who wrote this review in 2009, about a year before she died. And she adamantly stated that the U.S. government had never consulted her about fixing the horror, nor had they launched any program to reverse this catastrophic trend of deadly pharmaceuticals. So there you have it. That's the story. More people are becoming aware. And I'm one of the reporters that's making them aware. I get emails when I write these articles. I get emails from America, from Europe, from other countries where the same sort of thing is going on, of course. And yet, the pharmaceutical industry has a stranglehold on the media, and the media will not dig deeper into this story and report the real catastrophic effects day to day that continue on in the modern medical system and in our civilization. A few weeks ago, I think it was before my last report prior to tonight, off the air, Jimmy and I discussed the whole issue of North Korea and what was happening, and at that moment, the summit had been canceled. Trump said, the White House said it wasn't going to happen. And so I mentioned to Jimmy, I said, look, this is on again, off again, on again, off again. It's going to go through a number of different permutations. And indeed it has. And there was now, of course, a summit of sorts with a rather vague agreement, but nevertheless, one might say that some progress has been made in averting nuclear war. We will see. But I decided a couple of days ago to take another look at this and to try to analyze what is happening as a result of this summit. And I'm going to give you a quote now, which I consider extremely important, from People magazine. North Korea has great beaches, Trump told reporters. You can see that whenever they're exploding cannons into the ocean. I said, boy, look at that view. Wouldn't that make a great condo? Trump said he advised Kim that instead of pursuing his nuclear ambitions, he should build the best hotels in the world on North Korea's coastline to boost the country's economy. Think of it from a real estate perspective, Trump said. Yes, my friends, there is a clue there. And I will give you some quotes from my recent article. Look, here's a shoreline of brand new condos, move-in ready, restaurants, hotels, shops, synthetic streets emerging from barren land. Let's build a modern city. Let's build 10. This could be how North Korea is shaping up. Instead of a nuclear catastrophe, bring in the usual players, the giant construction companies, the electric power utilities. They know how to put it all together. For Trump, the business of America is business, period. Let's make a deal. You may like it, you may hate it, but there it is. Environmental problems, pollution, earthquakes from fracking, minor issues. Just keep building. The investors make piles of money. Tourists show up. The local backwater culture never saw anything like it. They'll adapt. They'll get used to it. Call it democracy, monarchy, dictatorship, socialism. Who cares? There's cash on the table. The new North Korea may eventually look like 100 versions of Dubai side by side. Business is the solution. Does it feel like a new era of capitalism for North Korea or crazy gloss and shine? Depends on who you are. Are you nestled in the top tier of profiteers, or are you making beds and delivering meals in brand new hotels? Are you a janitor 3 floors below ground level making your daily rounds, or are you booking a suite 30 floors up in the air? Kim understands this game because he has China as a model. What is the model? Repressive rule from above, along with active zones of volcanic capital investment and massive production of goods. Foreign banks and financiers are popping champagne corks. The North Korean government will find a way to make hay while the sun shines, too. They'll invent a new bank. They'll invent new money out of air. They'll say it's for the people. A small farmer scratching out a meager existence on frozen land will turn into a waiter in a luxury restaurant in a city that was never there until yesterday. Voila, French cuisine spiced with kimchi. Bring on the golf courses, the tennis courts, the equestrian showplaces, the NBA game of the week. Absolute duty to the government leadership and its mottos of socialism will find translation into duty and obedience to the companies and corporations transforming the landscape. We have the best workers in the world, and those workers will unite under money. Same tune, different lyrics. That's what's on the boards, folks, on the planning boards for North Korea. The whole renovation of the country. China will get into the act. Russia will get into the act. The U.S., Germany, other countries. We're going to see up the line at some point that the history of frozen wastelands and brazen population control will one day appear as a mere footnote in a North Korean museum. Yes, it was once that way, but under our immortal leadership, we have triumphed and become entirely modern. Now we rule by edict and force in order to build a paradise for every citizen. It's showtime in North Korea. This is the mouth-watering prospect for investors. As I say, Kim knows the new model just by looking at China. And China will have to be included in the deal. No doubt, behind the scenes, they've been at the bargaining table. Ready, set, go. Crony capitalism rides again. This, folks, is the shadow. This, folks, is the reality behind the mask. This is the deal of deals on the table. Out front, the threat of continuing sanctions, economic sanctions against North Korea, and the possible planetary doom of a nuclear war. And behind the scenes, at the bargaining table, how can we make North Korea into an entirely modern nation? Keeping the oppression, keeping the lack of freedom, showing allegiance to money and money and money again. This is what crony capitalism is and what it does. It's not the form of free market capitalism that was envisioned at the birth, say, of the American Republic in the 18th century. It's not the individual expands and works hard, has a vision, creates a business, and earns his way and his profit in the world. This is the coagulation and collaboration and cooperation at the highest levels of financiers, giant banks, investors, multinational corporations, construction giants, power utilities, all divvying up the pie. Top-down crony capitalism. And whether one profits in any way, on any level from this, depends on where they are on the ladder of money and influence and power. That is not true capitalism. That is not true free market. That is, hey, we've got a planet, and let's split it up, and let's see who gets what, and let's make a deal, and let's call it free enterprise. It's carefully controlled enterprise, and it masquerades under a number of names, ideologies, philosophies, etc., etc. It could be called anything from Marxism to monarchy and everything in between. It doesn't matter. Those are all cover stories. This is where the globalists are going, and North Korea is a perfect example. Keep that in mind as the days, the weeks, the months, and even the years pass, and see and watch what's going to happen in North Korea. And that's my report for tonight.
You know, thank you, John. You know, Bechtel has already got the business proposals in order. they're
Indeed, indeed, they do.
They do, man. They've got the locations, they've got the plans, they've got the blueprints, they've got the elevation stuff that is already ready to go. I wanted to say this before I let you go. The other night, Rita and I were in bed reading. We got the TV on in the background, and a commercial pops up. And I on All That I Love, John, right? They're doing the disclosure at the end of the Big Pharma commercial, right? And it was for an asthma medication, right? Prescription. And I swear, this is what came out of the TV. May cause parasites in your lungs. If you develop parasites, call your doctor. Right? I was like, and wow. Rita and I, we were reading, right? And we both shot. I said, did you? She goes, did you? I did.
Parasite.
Yeah. And so I rewound. You got to love it, right? I rewound it and played it back. May cause parasites in the lungs. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll add a little bit to that quickly. I never wrote this up as an article, but we know from press reports that Beijing and other places in China have, some of the worst air that you can possibly imagine.
Right.
I mean, it's just devastating.
Right.
So one of the major pharmaceutical giants, I don't have the name in front of me, has decided that it's time for them to open a factory in China producing asthma medication. Right?
Right.
No crisis goes to waste. Right. So in other words, because so many people will be diagnosed with asthma as opposed to the air is horrible and it's killing people.
Right.
Which is not a disease.
Yeah. Don't fix the air.
Yeah. Just let's give the drugs.
Right.
Amazing.
Yeah, let's get Bechtel to build another coal electric plant. Now, I sent you some pictures of kudzu. And kudzu, you can look at it there. That's the vine that you're talking about, right? It's all over the southeast. And I went to, I was in Alabama, and I'm in Opelika, which is in the middle of the swamps. And I'm walking around this factory I was speaking at there, and I said, "Dude, what's with these vines? They're everywhere." That's kudzu, man. And so they told me the whole story about kudzu, how it was introduced into the southeast to cover freeway off ramps and stuff, and it's just taken over. And so one of the guys there at this factory goes, dude, I mow my lawn on Saturday. By Monday, kudzu has covered my lawn again. I am constantly cutting it off my house. And he goes, I can sit in my backyard and listen to it crackle as it grows. It's always growing. So that's it. It's kudzu.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're being invaded. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
There you go. Thank you so much, John. I'm glad you enjoyed your vacation. Welcome back. And we'll see you next week, my friend.
Thank you so much, Jimmy.
You're the best, John. I say it every week, but I mean it. John Rappaport. Start your day every day at nomorefakenews.com. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Now, that's it. It is Thursday night. It is Fadernight. And I'm opening up the phone lines right now, 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. We got lots to talk about tonight. It's Thursday night, best night of the week. I'm in the chair. Let's do this, man.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Does your basement or crawl space have a damp, musty smell? Well, watch out! That's a sign of too much moisture and not enough ventilation. And that can mean increased mold growth and the buildup of harmful toxins and gases. Don't bother with a dehumidifier. It just circulates the same unhealthy air. Now there's a better way to remove these dangers and odors. It's with the computerized Wave Moisture Control Unit that reduces moisture and expels pollutants.
We replaced our old dehumidifier with the Wave unit, and in only 3 weeks, our basement is dry and the musty smell smell is gone.
Wave units require no maintenance, no buckets of water or filters, and costs only pennies a day to run. Breathe better, live healthier with an affordable, no-maintenance Wave unit. Call 888-717-WAVE, 888-717-WAVE, or visit dryhealthyhome.com. dryhealthyhome.com.
Ride the wave. Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Hello, I'm Katie, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA Digital Broadcast Station.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to jimmychurchradio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. Well, we are of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And I'm Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
And you're listening to Jimmy Church.
The Revolution.
Ancient Life Oil. Life-changing. The real oil. CBD is truly Ancient Life Oil from the source. This oil has no psychoactive effect and is also legal in all 50 states. When you're healthy, you're happy. The truth about this wonderful plant is that it wants to give back to mankind life, longevity, and happiness. Ancient Life Oil are golden grade, all organic, non-GMO, and infused with high-quality liquid coconut oil. It's simple. Just go to ancientlifeoil.com today. That's ancientlifeoil.com. The best, purest, organic, and non-GMO CBD in the world. Go Beckley Tappy. The statements made regarding these products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Please consult your healthcare professional about potential interactions or other possible complications before using any product.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, across the globe on the Game Changer Radio Network and the one and only KGRA Radio, The Planet.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's Thursday night, Fadernight, if you're on hold. Stay right there. You got through. On the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet, the call-in numbers are 323-825-5045. Can't get through there? Just dial 323-275-9695. 2 phone banks are open, and I'll get to the phone calls in just a second. Last night, I had Eric called in, woke dude called in, and we got in a very spirited conversation about, him being on the fence about inner Earth and other things, and I totally get it, totally understand, but my response to that, which is the same response I have to anything at all, is what do you need? What do you need to push you off of the fence? What has pushed you off the fence before about something else? Now, especially when it comes to the UFO question, you've got sightings, you've got video, you've got images, witnesses, right? But we don't have anything beyond that, allegedly, but I'm talking about the real hardcore, real stuff out in front. We don't have anything. When it comes to Bigfoot, parallel worlds, time travel, anything. What do we have? What is it? And just like the inner Earth has been reported on by every culture and civilization on this planet for thousands of years, all the way through modern history. There is, and I talked to Brad Olson about this, I did a fascinating study into the tunnels. Reportedly, they are there underneath Los Angeles, and who and what lives there. This is modern history. This is when Los Angeles was being built, and the tunnel system. So that's modern stuff. And you can go and look. You can read the newspaper reports. You can read what was written in the Los Angeles Times. You can see the maps. You can see the drawings. Very fascinating stuff. But is that proof? My point is, what is it that you need to, what is it? What is it that you want? And when I made that crack about to Eric, and I was being serious about this, you want the king of Lemuria to show up in San Luis Obispo and take you out to dinner, bring you a T-shirt, and I mean, is that what one is expecting? And it goes the same way with disclosure. Some of the reports that were just released about telepathy that was released, and telekinesis that was released last week. Fascinating white paper that was published. And that's saying that, hey, it's real. Okay, so science is now starting to push these things forward for us. And that goes with exoplanets and parallel worlds and time travel and speed of light and existence and ET. And we just had the bacteria growth on the outside of the International Space Station that was brought back to Earth, by the way. And the report of octopus and that came out a couple of weeks ago. So we have a lot of things that science is helping us out with. But for me, no matter what, and anybody out there that wants to say that I didn't see the orb that I saw at ECETI, that's crazy talk. I saw it. I saw it myself. You're not going to change my mind. You're not going to tell me that orbs don't exist now. I was on the fence about it, but then I saw one. Crazy. And what I mean by on the fence about it, you see all these pictures out there, and a lot of it is, digital artifacts and dust and, with a flash and the way that things look. But when you look at orbs in with night vision, and you look out and you see them, that's really, really crazy. And I don't know if it's an anomaly or if it's some kind of a digital artifact that is caused with the pickup and the sensors on a digital camera. I don't know. I really don't. But when you see it with your naked eye, that's a different situation. And it's the same thing with the stuff that I've seen in the skies. I can't explain that stuff. I can't, but it's not, nobody's going to tell me that I didn't see it, and nobody's going to tell me that it's not real, because it is. And so if those things exist, then I am not going to discount the possibility of others' research or their experiences. I'm not going to do it. So there you go. That's my take on that. It was a very spirited conversation, and Eric always brightens my day. With that, let's go to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. You're up first.
Jimmy.
Yes.
This is Ken from Irvine.
Hey, Ken from Irvine.
First, I wanted to give you the proper greeting straight out of Providence. Hey, how you doing, man?
Well done. How you doing?
How you doing? There we go, brother.
Man, that was convincing. Well done. Well played.
Hey, it was natural, It's a real thing. There you go.
Yeah, I know. So, that was too easy for you. So there you go.
It was just too easy.
It sounds like you got family members that are avoiding taxes. I can tell.
What taxes? You don't need those taxes.
Exactly. Ken, what's on your mind, man?
Well, I listened to Phenomenon Radio and heard a bunch about the Tic Tac incident and the Nimitz that I had no clue about. And, the pilots, and I guess there was a press conference last week. I must have missed it. But as far as what do you need to prove it, the story about the Tic Tac and the Nimitz was, just fascinating. And I didn't realize there was that much information from pilots and the radar guy that was, going to come forth and lay it out.
And so what are you saying? What did you have an opinion that was changed?
No, I didn't have an opinion that was changed. I was just kind of surprised that there was so much information that was coming from an official level at that point. I don't do a lot of reading. I listen to a lot of Jimmy Church, but so I've been convinced for a long time that we're not alone. So that wasn't really a surprise to me.
Well,
I was.
Okay. No, I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead.
So in that regard, just hearing the quasi-official statement that we have had 8 F-18 Hornets chasing these guys down, and we have a battle crew who's seen it and got it on radar, as opposed to the typical thing. It's balloons, or it didn't show up on radar. I was listening to somebody who said, "Yeah, we saw it on radar."
Right. This is okay. I'm cool with it. Okay, it's all a step in the right direction. I'm cool with it. I'm anxiously awaiting the next step. We have to see something else. In that, okay, this is my take, and I did, I discussed this with Peter Lavenda directly, and myself and Linda, after the panel that Peter was on and Linda was on, that I hosted, we got together outside and we sat down and we talked. And this is my take. If the position that To the Stars is stating publicly is a little wish-washy. Let me finish. In that, they are stating that they want to take this idea of this technology, not that they have blueprints, not that they have a flying saucer that they're back engineering, not that they have the propulsion systems and they know what's going on and they're going to develop that for commercial and public use. No, that's not what they're saying. They're saying that this is an interesting phenomenon, so we're going to try to figure out what is going on, and then we're going to develop this into the commercial sector. That's wishy-washy. Either you have this technology that is being given to you from the Pentagon, or you are not. Right? I don't like the wishy-washy position of this, and that it's look. And I said this to Peter, and I said this directly, and I mean it. I mean it in the kindest of ways. But we have 3 situations here. It's A, B, or C. A. Number 1, the Pentagon is in possession of alien technology in a flying saucer. Or B, they are not. There isn't anything in the middle. We're investigating. We're trying to figure this out. We don't, no. Either you know, and you are in possession of, and you are in contact with, or you are not. And C is you're full of crap. Right? That's it. It's 1, 2, or 3. And there isn't any other acceptable answer here. There is no D. There is no number 4. And that's the way that I look at it. And I this wishy-washy thing coming out with To the Stars and these videos and whatever. Myself and the UFO community, we've all seen this before. It's not that big of a deal. I appreciate it. Yeah. I appreciate the effort, but that is not what we're talking about here. To the Stars is taking money and investment money to develop alien technology for an anti-gravity plane or aircraft. You've seen the illustration, right? So yep. Now, is that illustration some fantasy by an artist, or is it based on something that the Pentagon is in possession of that somebody has seen? Or not? So is it just nothing, or is there absolutely 100% something here? And that's what I want. Just tell us the truth. We can handle it either way. If the Pentagon comes out and says, no, we don't have we do not have an alien craft. We do not have this technology. Well, then To the Stars is looking up at these craft just like we are and wondering what is producing these fantastic effects in this, space travel. Okay? The same as we are. So they're just like everybody else. There's nothing that's going to come out of it. They don't have, like I said, they don't have the schematics. They don't have the material. They don't know what the atomic matter, if it is, or antimatter, if it is, or whatever is being used for fuel. They don't know any of this as fact. It's all just speculation and theory, which is, again, cool, but don't suggest something that isn't true, which is you are developing alien technology. You are not. You're not. The Pentagon, what you're suggesting here is that the Pentagon has alien craft. So do they? Yes or no? And I don't want to hear, well, that's not really that's really not the issue, Jim. Yes, it is the issue. There is no other issue. There isn't.
That was the issue as they presented it. That was what they presented, right? Hey, we have it. Here it is.
Yep.
And we'll show you, a little bit at a time. Well, okay, fine. Show us.
Right.
Actually show us.
Right. Which clearly is not the case. Because and so anyway, we'll wait. I'm patient. I'm cool. And I told Peter, man, I'm cool. It's all good, man. Yeah. It's all good. I love Peter Levenda. Peter is one of the best, man. Some of the best shows I've ever done. Some of the best hangouts I've ever done. Such a cool guy, a together guy, and I really appreciate it. And I know, he has been involved with this now. It's going on almost 3 years since he first told me about it. And I've been excited ever since. And he is in the middle of some very important people. And so, and he's not going to tell me everything. He's not going to tell everybody everything. I've tried to get it out of him. It was, we'll see. He's a very smart guy. He's not going to go and get his feet wet unless he knows what he is getting into. And I can assure you of that. But I still want one of those 3 questions answered. That's it.
Jimmy, one last thing, if I could. The one thing I was most excited about this whole In the Stars thing was that Bob had access to the Pentagon information. I mean, he's done all of this wonderful stuff with the
Semivan?
Chasing aliens. I'm sorry?
Bob Semivan?
No. Bob, the rich guy who funded everybody.
Oh, Robert Bigelow. Robert Bigelow. Yes.
Robert Bigelow, yes. When I heard that, aside from the $20 million or whatever pittance they gave him, what they actually gave him were the keys to the box. Okay, fine, we'll give you $20 million, but here you can get inside the Pentagon. That's what I was most excited about. I mean, he's done all of this other investigation. I'm sure you would know much better than me, but for Bigelow to do all of this and then get the keys.
Right. It's Jim Semivan, by the way, not Rob Semivan. Jim Semivan.
Okay.
Going back to Bigelow, and especially after a 60 Minutes interview, and then the whole To the Stars thing took off, and the Pentagon program and so forth. We know this now, but my thing is still the same, and I would say this to his face. I've never spoken to him. Is this: if you are in possession of alien artifacts and material, then have a press conference. Show us what you have and tell us where it came from. Did it come from a crash saucer? Or is it just, trace evidence from a landing that somebody witnessed and they went out and, picked up some stuff? Did it come from the civilian, or did it come directly from the Pentagon? Do you have, and I said this before, do you have the seat from a flying saucer, right? Do you have the control panel? Do you have a joystick? Or do you have a small crumbling piece of material that you don't know where it came from? So that's it. And if you have something from a crash saucer, be a martyr, go public, do the press conference, show it to the world. You'll be the most famous person on earth in all of human history. You will have
and he'll be able to get away with it.
They will have a Bigelow Bible, a Bigelow religion 2,000 years from now, statues of Robert Bigelow all over the world. Because he was the guy.
Him on the Georgia Stone,
right?
Yeah.
You know, he was the guy. So do it. Do it. Don't be scared. I would. Yeah. Hey, Ken, I got to get to some of these other phone calls, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you do. Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, great phone call. How you doing? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Jimmy?
Who's this?
It's Kevin from Chicago again.
Hey, man, how are you?
How you doing? You know what the UFO community ought to do?
What?
A million believers march.
I know.
I know.
Get
everybody there, and that would get, that would get so much media because they have to come interview what all these people doing.
That's right. I'm with you on that, man. I'm with you. We talk about that often. We should do a disclosure march on DC. I think it's a great idea. I really, really do. And thank you for that, man. And say how you doing one more time.
Hey, what's going on, man?
That's what I'm talking about. I'll see you, man. Thank you for the phone call.
All right.
That's absolutely right. The million something march. What should we call it? The million what? That's the question. Let's go here next. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Good evening, Jimmy.
Who's this? Oh, is this the ghost of John?
Lennon.
How are you, man?
I'm good. I have some things in my mind, but first, how are you?
You got to say how you doing. I mean, John, you hung out in New York enough. Surely you can walk into a pizza parlor and say how you doing.
Of course, my mistake. How you doing?
See, I knew you were John Lennon. So, what have you got for me tonight, John?
Well, every time I've turned into your broadcast, I've heard about these people called Fadernight.
Uh-huh.
I'm assuming your fan base or whatever.
Yep.
And I was wondering if there was any way I could speak to the Fadernight.
Any way you could speak to a Fadernight? Okay, hold on. Let me bring in another phone line. Okay, you ready?
Sure.
Okay. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Deb from Sacramento.
Hi, Deb from Sacramento. Say hi to the ghost. Say hi to the ghost of John Lennon.
Hi, hello, John. How are you?
I'm lovely tonight. How are you?
Oh, bloody fantastic! How's the weather there in heaven?
Always sunny, and I hate it.
So, but Deb, why are you speaking with a fake British accent? Are you so compelled that? Are you so smitten? You just can't control.
I'm afraid that I'm an obsessed fan of John Lennon as well. So I'm just trying to relate to him on his level.
Well, if you back before John left this earth, right? And you met him backstage or walking down the streets of Manhattan, whatever. You wouldn't go up to him and speak in a British accent, would you? You would be yourself.
Probably not, love, but he's dead, so he'll forgive me.
Okay.
I'll stop
personally,
now.
I think they're lovely accent.
Okay, so now, John, here's your opportunity to speak to a Fadernight.
Well, where should I start? Do you have any questions you'd like to ask?
No, you wanted to speak to a Fadernight. You have to ask the questions, John.
Fair enough. All right, what have I missed in the past 37 years?
What have you missed? Oh my goodness. A lot of great music.
The internet.
There you go. The internet. Gosh, that's such a broad question. Jimmy, help me out here.
MTV. You missed MTV.
MTV?
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed MTV. You missed...
MTV music television.
Yeah. You missed... Man, you might have missed the Sex Pistols.
No, I remember them.
Oh, you remember them? So what? But the music of all of those things that happened in the 80s, like, I mean, you might have just... Did you listen to Van Halen before you died?
Never heard of them.
See, that's what I'm saying. You missed Van Halen. You missed Rat. You missed Metallica. You missed Pantera. You missed Soundgarden. Wow, you missed Pearl Jam. You missed Hootie and the Blowfish. Oh. See?
Well, on music.
Yeah. See?
Did Paul ever get that tape?
Hey, I wanted to ask you, I've got to head towards a break. There was a time traveler. Somebody's going to have to help me out here in Twitter. There was a time traveler a few years ago that was walking through the desert, and then he got zapped, woke up, went to a cabin, met with a time traveler that gave him a mixtape from the Beatles. And have you heard that mixtape?
Could you tell me what was on it?
Yeah, well, that's why I was asking you if it was real. Hold on, Beatles time travel tape. Okay, and here it is. It's called. It's 4 songs, and I'm looking at a picture of it now. I can play some of the music. I've done it before. I played it on the air. It's pretty interesting.
Throw it at me.
Yeah, man, I don't want to play it. See, the unreleased studio album "Everyday Chemistry" by the Beatles. Did you guys do this in another world? Everyday Chemistry.
Doesn't ring a bell to me. Sorry.
Oh man, well, it was clever. Whoever did it. It sounded like a bunch of samples, but there were some complete things that were done too. John, I'm so disappointed right now. I was really hoping it really was the Beatles from a parallel world and time travel. John.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, John, you should know with all of your interviews that you have done over the years, silence on the radio is killer.
Silence is bad.
Yeah, I know. You can't do that. Hey, John, behave and be well. Deb from Sacramento, thank you so much. I've got to break for a commercial. You're the best. And
hey,
now,
take care, John.
Hey, Deb, is John now?
Yeah.
Is John now a Fadernight? Is that how this is going? John,
I think so.
John, are you a Fadernight?
Count me in.
That's what I'm talking about. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Great calls. Thursday night, Fader night. I'll be right back. Stay with me.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black. KGRARadio.com.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires. This year we've experienced more than our fair share. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and last month I decided to make sure my family does not have to worry about food should we get caught in a real emergency situation. Introducing Numana, a healthy, storable product that tastes so good that you'll want to eat it every day instead of just during those times of duress. All Numana products have a 25-year shelf life, are MSG and GMO-free, no preservatives, and are made in America. With the Numana pack in your home, you'll be able to sleep at night knowing that you've protected your family. Not only have I tasted and tested, I own it. Now you can too. Just click on the Numana banner on JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code Jimmy when you order. In addition to a discount, we'll send you an autographed Fade to Black t-shirt. Seriously. Go Beckley Tappy.
Do you worry a lot? Whether you're a college student, busy professional, parent, or grandparent, ongoing stress and elevated levels of the stress hormone cortisol can rob your memory, your health, and your future. Now you can combat the effects of stress and anxiety while improving your memory and recall at the same time with the dietary supplement Calm and Clever. Studies show that the ingredients in Calm and Clever reduce cortisol by as much as 30% in 1 to 2 weeks. Call 1-800-758-8746 or calmandclever.com.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA. KGRAradio.com.
Hi folks, what can I say without making claims? CBD is truly the buzzword for health. What does it do? Government institutions will not allow me to say what this wonderful oil does for us. But I can say it's non-GMO and organic. I can say it's 0.003 THC, which in plain English means you won't get high. There are those that want to squash your freedom to buy natural products. Fight back with your purchase power. In the end, it is you that takes care of your health. Go to ancientlifeoil.com. One more time, ancientlifeoil.com.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fadernight. Open lines all night long. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. How you doing?
How you doing?
There you go. That was good.
That's from Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm Lady K1, by the way.
Hey, how are you?
I'm the backseat driver to Astro Sweat.
Are you the backseat driver?
I have to say to you, I love that guitar behind you, and I have an incident that happened to me.
This one right here? Are you looking on the bunker cam? You talking about that one that I'm pointing at?
Well, you're not pointing at it yet, but yeah, that's the one.
That one, right there.
That one.
Yeah.
That's a nice guitar.
That is, here, I'll take it down. See, look. See, this is in real time. Stevie Ray Vaughan. There you go. There it is. Look at that, baby.
Wow, is that ever a nice guitar?
Isn't that cool?
Brings back memories, though.
Man, look at that.
I have memories of that guitar.
How do you have memories of this guitar? I mean, that's...
I was taking a train from Calgary, Alberta, to Vancouver, Canada.
Right.
And it was my first trip ever on a train. And my boyfriend and I, we have the same name. And his name's Kelly, and my name's Kelly. And I looked at him, and he said, "That's Stevie Ray Vaughan." And I'm like,
"Oh, no way.
Who's Stevie Ray Vaughan?" Didn't know who Stevie Ray Vaughan was. He goes, "Go get me an autograph. Go get me an autograph."
Right on.
I don't have a pen. I don't have a piece of paper. What do you want? He goes, no, we'll find something. So I walk up to him like an idiot because I don't even know the guy.
Right.
So I walk up to him and I say, "Hi, are you Stevie Ray Vaughan?" And he goes, "Yes, ma'am, I am."
Did you get your autograph?
I said to him, "Huh?"
Did you get the autograph?
I got the autograph.
Still have it?
But the thing is I was going out with a guy that was wanting his autograph, and both of our names are Kelly.
Oh, so you had him.
So we partied with these people on the train all night, and it took 12 hours, and it was an overnight train ride. And Stevie Ray Vaughan, I was in his little compartment with a whole bunch of people partying. and they were partying, and I grabbed his hat and I put it on my head. And one of the roadies said, "Oh, please don't do that. He won't like it." And when he walked in, I was wearing his hat, and I just took it off real quick and went to put it down. He goes, "Oh, no, you can leave it on."
Oh, no.
And I went, "Oh, my God, I'm so embarrassed."
Wow. That is a great rock and roll story right there.
It was the best time I ever had, and I didn't even know the guy.
Wow. That's
so
just...
anyways, needless to say, my boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, got the autograph. So it says, "To Kelly, love, Stevie Ray Vaughan."
Oh, man. Yeah, love. Yeah, right. Kelly, that's
anyways,
that's a great
I wanted
story.
to phone in.
Yeah, and so Astro Sweat, what's Astro Sweat's real name?
Sleeping.
So what?
His name is AJ.
AJ. All right. Now we know. Everybody, now you know. So AJ's sleeping right now. So the next time we have the show in the chat rooms and Twitter and everything else, everybody call out Astro Sweat. Say, "Hey AJ, what's up?"
I'm going to be in shit.
Yeah,
okay,
I know.
do that.
I know. That's what I do. See, do you notice, Kelly? I have the ability to get the information out of somebody. I will get.
You're bad.
I know. Kelly, thank you for the phone call and the story.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely amazing stuff. Thank you so much. And behave. Give my best to AJ.
You too.
All right.
Thanks.
You got it. Oh, that is just a wonderful story. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Good morning, Jimmy. How you doing?
Hey, it's Mika. Okay, do it one more time.
Not quite.
Who's this?
Sarah.
Oh, Sarah. You know, Mika does a really good imitation of you. Okay, so let's back up, Sarah. Give it to me. How you doing?
How you doing?
Oh, man. What do you think about this Ghost of John Lennon character? You know he's listening, so what do you think?
Oh, he's awesome.
He is, isn't he? He
is.
I mean, there's something about him that sounds John Lennon-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm being serious too. I'm being serious.
Absolutely.
If it's not the ghost of John Lennon, it's somebody that is doing the serious channeling. It's pretty cool. Really enjoy it when he calls in.
You know it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's on your mind, Sarah?
Well, listening to John when he's talking about his pharmaceuticals, he's so spot on. So spot on.
Yeah. That's all I can say is yeah.
Oh.
Well, you know, I was chatting with somebody. I don't know if it was Contact in the Desert. I don't know where it was, but it was just recently. And we were talking about what the 70s and 80s really were to pop culture. Oh, I remember what it was. We were leaving Contact in the Desert. We just pulled up our car, right? We were outside with the valet. And I'm talking to this gentleman there that was from the record industry, older guy, retired. And we started talking about old radio hosts and things, and we started talking about the 70s and the 80s and what that was really like compared to today in this PC world of ours. And I looked at him and I said, man, if you and I, we lived through the 70s and the 80s. We really know what was accepted, and very little was not accepted. It was a free form time. And it's so hard to put into words. And that bacchanal type of lifestyle, it doesn't go down today like it did back then. And it's crazy. I cannot believe it was really like that. But if you lived it, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. It was a nutty, nutty time. So when I say about John Lennon, I'm just thinking about what was going on back then. It was just a lifestyle. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah, so completely different.
Completely.
So completely different.
And so what else is on your mind? How's Mika?
Mika is okay. He's in bed at the moment.
Good.
He's going through some SAT tests, so he's needing his beauty sleep and whatnot to be able to concentrate through the test.
Yeah, I've always felt guilty about that. Him being on the air with us so early in the morning. I know he wants to be here, but he's still got school. He
has, but do you know what? He wakes himself up, Jim. Honestly.
Right.
There's no alarm. If he says he's going to be up, you can guarantee he will be up. No alarm required, no wake up, no nothing. He'll just be, right, I'm ready, Mum. He's like, hang on, son, you just woke up.
Right.
No, I'm ready.
Are you going to take him to Rendlesham?
Oh, we will do, absolutely.
Yeah, take him to Rendlesham. I want to go there. They have the memorial. They have the sign. You can walk through the woods, and they've got a little walkway to go through there. But if we had something like that here in the States, I'd be there. I'd go and check it out. So go and take some pictures. But he would really dig that. He would. Oh man.
Yeah. As soon as Jim's got a few days off together, that he's able to come with us, because obviously I can't walk that far without me sticks, so it might be a bit difficult for me to do it, but Jim will definitely be able to have a little bit of a hike through the forest with him.
Nah, it's not that bad. You can do it. You can do it.
Oh, I'm determined to do it, whether it's on the sticks or the scooter, but one way or another I will do it.
But yeah, you've got
off-roading.
Yeah. Go and take some pictures. I would love to see it.
Oh, we will do, and we'll definitely put them up on F2B so people can see them.
Give my best to the good Reverend, and when Mika gets up, tell him good luck on the test today.
Will do, Jim.
Thank you, Sarah.
Will do. Take care.
Right back at you. Great phone call all the way from Dover, United Kingdom. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Yeah, Jimmy, how you doing? This is Phil.
Hey, Phil.
PNW.
How you doing?
No, how you doing, man?
I know, right?
And yeah, this is how it goes, right? Back and forth.
That's right. That's right.
Anyway, John's report today. I mean, this just gets me every time about the big. I'm sorry. Here, I got to turn you down, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
And what happened to you? And I noticed that you had an ad there that you're going to have to edit out. And this whole thing, it just makes me think that we need to just tear the big pharma down.
I know. It's going to tear itself down, Phil.
Yeah, but I mean, people have to get to where they just say no to pharmaceuticals.
Right.
Basically.
Right.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to do.
Right.
So they got me on this damn Flomax or some generic form of it. So even I am hooked, but I'm not falling. If I'm having any other symptoms, I go to the medicine and blow it up, whatever, have somebody read it to me for the side effects. And if it's one of the side effects, pretty much I stop taking the drug.
Yeah. I'm so what got my eyes open to all of this, and this was a number of years ago when I was going through, it's probably 10, 15 years ago, I was going through a really hardcore court TV fix, man. And I was just court TV. I couldn't stop watching it. And just addicted, right? And so when I was going through this little weirdness, and I started to watch these pharmaceutical ads roll through, I had this, and this was quite a while ago, I had this weird thought. And the thought was this, and it's turned into what I am today when it comes to Big Pharma, but it's this. They want you to watch an ad think that you have this illness or this disease or this problem, and that you are now going to go to the doctor and say, hey, I saw this ad for this medication and I have these issues, blah, 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 blah. What do you think? And the doctor's going to go, hey, okay, sounds like you need a prescription. That's what, and then he writes the script out. And that's what the ads are for. The ads aren't for doctors, right? The ads aren't for doctors. And that is, we're talking about prescription situations here. Not Advil, not Pepto-Bismol, not Rolaids. We're talking about prescription medication that suggest suicide or may cause death or parasites in your lungs.
You'll scat yourself out. Yeah, man. So I went through this. I was climbing Devil's Tower and I fell, took a leader fall. Fell about 30 feet, smashed the hell out of my ankle, and was pretty good with it, though I messed up, broke a couple of pins after they put Humpty Dumpty back together again, and so I've had a slow deterioration of my right ankle to the point where I had it, unfortunately, I had it fused. Really bad idea. Anybody out there that's thinking about it, check out the surgeon that you're dealing with and make sure he doesn't have any drug problems. Just a word of warning. And so I went through every opioid out there to mitigate the pain that that comes from grinding bone on bone. And it took, I knew of a cure, but it was illegal. I'm not going to say the word because I don't want you to have to edit me out. It took years to convince the doctor when it became medically available, to give me it's not even a prescription, it just says that this patient is aware of the side effects and is allowed to have this product. So they got the game rigged against us, but herbal remedies, Ayurvedic medicine, I think, is a much better way to go than the traditional medicine.
Yeah. You're right, Phil. And I do want to thank you for the phone call. The Big Pharma is going to take itself down. The knowledge that is out there now for all of the natural ways of dealing with things, and most of it, a lot of what you're doing to yourself is food related, right? And so and that inflammation and that inflammation of different things is what caused. And if you just correct a couple of things over time, a couple of months, a few months, 6 months, you get your body back right, you're okay. The same thing goes on with your car. Right, your car gets a little out of time. It's a little out of whack. The oil hasn't been changed in a while, and
you got to repack those bearings, everything. Yeah, right.
Yeah. The next thing you know, your car doesn't start, and it's the same thing here. So, Phil, thank you for that. Big Pharma is going to learn its lesson, and the knowledge is out there today. Thank you so much for the phone call, my friend.
Ayurvedic is the way to go, man. I'm saying.
Have a great night.
Energy workers rock.
Thank you so much, Phil. Behave and be well.
You too, man. How you doing?
How you doing? I'll talk to you, Phil.
Go Beckley Tepe, man.
Go Beckley Tepe. Great phone call right there. And now, let's see. Let's go to area code 818. You're up next on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
How you doing, Jimmy?
Hey, man. How are you, Scott? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. I love my toxins. I'm going to keep taking my toxins.
Yeah, take your toxins.
Hey, listen, Jimmy, let's dance for a little second here. How can anyone say beyond a reasonable doubt that life does not exist beyond death and our planet? I mean, it is said, listen, it is the most important thing in life are the things that you cannot see. Right. And the correlations between UFOs and religions, they say it, there are many mansions in my house. And listening to David and sometimes Corey, they talk about that.
Well, probably the two questions that are the oldest on this planet, since we were able to think and communicate, are what happens when we die and are we alone? Those are the two questions. We have been looking up to the stars forever, wondering what is out, what those things are and what's out there. Is there life? There's that, and what happens when we die? And I'm in pursuit. I'm totally in pursuit. When I talk to somebody like Daniel Brinkley, he's died 3 times. 3. Okay, and others that have experienced it, and I've done a lot of interviews on this show, that I know enough now from people that have experienced this, that the soul goes somewhere. The body, when it decides to shut off for whatever reason, then that energy, that soul, that thing that makes you, goes and occupies something else. Next week, we're going to have Christine Contini on the show, and we're talking about somebody that has not only died and came back. She was dead for 45 minutes. Wow! And so you want to share her experience? How about Steve from Bluefield? Steve from Bluefield, who called into this show for a couple of years, like clockwork, suddenly stops calling, and we're all freaking out. He's not on Twitter. He's just like disappeared, and we're trying to reach out to him. We're not getting back. And finally, a few months later, he calls and he says, "Hey, man, I died. I died on my kitchen floor. I choked to death."
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was his son or his wife who found him, get him in an ambulance, and they bring him back. But he told us of his experience one night on the show. It was like, man, he was probably 90-minute phone call, if my memory serves, telling us about his experience. And I'm there. And it wasn't, although his experience had very unique things about it. I'm sure he's listening right now. He's going to call in a bit. But
is that the interference we're hearing in the background?
No, that's no. But I've got lots of calls stacked up, so that you're probably hearing some of that. Is this? It's also there are things that are similar to Daniel. Right? And we'll have Christine on the show next week. How about when Laura Cantu was on the show, or Lisa Garr? I can go on and on and on. So yeah, I would love to be able to do, and I'm sure that we're doing this now. We just don't have it in society, out readily available. But that is plugging up to a computer and your experience going through that cycle of death and what you see and what is going on, and have it recorded so we can watch it, and study it and experience it, and maybe communicate, with the other side.
I had that very interesting conversation with Billy Carson and Steve Marilla at the Contact on the Desert. And I'm telling you, it was intense. And we went around for like about an hour. And it was mind-blowing. The reincarnation about the good and evil in mankind, and you learn your lessons, and you come back around. If you don't learn a lesson, and when you do, you move on to the next density. And I'm just not sure exactly how this works out, but there's some sort of juxtaposition between religion and these aliens. And I'm not I don't know how to figure that out, but there's something going on between the two.
Well, it's because they're probably the same thing. I don't know if it's a juxtaposition. You know,
do you think that mankind is maybe able to never figure this out because of we're not supposed to know such answers and such wonders?
No, not at all. I would just logic, basic sense tells me that ET contact 5,000 years ago had to be called religious, had to be called God. Because if I'm a pharaoh, not a pharaoh, how about just like the leader of a little village, right? And we're trying to domesticate some animals, and we're trying to do this, and we're trying to grow food, and we're trying to figure out life, right? And I need to go to the village and say, hey, I was just talking to a couple of dudes from Zeta Reticuli. They landed their saucer back there.
You know what? Let's take it a step further.
No, what I'm saying,
about,
hold on,
we went to Mount Sinai.
Scott,
He came down to the sky. Burned.
Yes, yes, absolutely. But let's back up off of that. What I'm trying to say is I cannot tell that my village people. That I just said that too, by the way. My village people. I can't tell them. I can't tell them it was ET. So I've got to tell them it was something else. So ET just tells me how to domesticate wheat, right? They say, okay, now this is what you do, man. You do this, you do this, you do this, and now you can go and it's going to grow faster, and it's going to be able to remove everything, and it's going to be cool and great, and blah, 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 right? Well, I can't go back and tell the village that. I got to tell them, check this out. God showed me how to do this with the wheat, and he's doing it for all of you. Now the villagers are cool. God showed us this. And that's the whole Moses thing. I don't doubt that for a second.
He went up there to see a burning bush, and the Bible says you cannot look at me. I'm going to put my hand over you so you cannot look at me. When I pass over, then you could take a glance at me. He comes back down off the mountain, and the guy's got blisters all over his face. That doesn't talk about radiation,
right?
I mean, that sounds like to me radiation.
It's the way it reads to me. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about it. Hey, Scott, thank you for the phone call, my friend, and always great hanging out with you,
brother.
And you raised the important questions. That's why you're a Fadernight. That's why you live in the valley. Yep. I'll talk to you, Scott. Behave and be well.
Love you, brother. You take care.
Right back at you. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. More of your phone calls are next. Stay with me.
Hi, everybody. This is Rob Halford, the Metal God, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station. Salt Lake City, Utah. Van Buren, Arkansas.
Okay, nurse, let's get this man to the ER stat.
Right away, doctor.
We see this every day. Heart attack or angina pain due to blocked and clogged arteries. Chelation can remove obstructions or blockages from arteries and help avoid painful and expensive surgery. Now there's Angioprim. It's a liquid oral chelation product that you take with juice. You start to feel the results fast. Angioprim increases blood flow all over the body, and that means more energy and strength to take on the day with less aches and pains. 60 years of research has gone into chelation, and Angioprim is the result. A safe and easy way to unblock your veins and arteries from buildup that slow circulation.
Paging Dr. Jones. Please report to the emergency room right away.
Log on now for a special radio offer from Angioprim. That's angioprim.com/radio. ANGIOPRIM. Angioprim.com/radio or call 877-882-7221. That's 877-882-7221.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Your contact for current news and trending topics. KGRAradio.com.
What can I say about the most popular tea on the internet? And what do customers say about Life Change Tea at GetTheTea.com? A lot. But by federal law, we at GetTheTea.com cannot make claims to how this product can enhance your health. We cannot even post our testimonies without being in compliance. So how do we get past the hump? Try our products at GetTheTea.com and see for yourself. You can send us a testimony, but we just can't post it. Bummer. Our products are GMO-free and organic. We pride ourselves in being the best we can be, and we urge you to take charge of your health. We're 11 years strong, and many of our customers have shared their successes with friends and family. Protect your colon. Log on to GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com. GetTheTea.com. GetTheTea.com.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi available, you can still listen to every minute of Fade to Black by just calling 605-562-4482. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and no extra cost if you have unlimited minutes. Just call 605-562-4482. You can listen to me, Jimmy Church, on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Go Beckley Teppy.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why fade to black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
All right, welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your old Jimmy Church, going through Twitter here. So, I mentioned the Village People, and this is what you guys do to me. I mentioned... You guys are crazy. You guys are fun. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. And remember, when I pick up and I say, you're up next on Fade to Black, your response needs to be, how you doing? I want to hear your best. Can you do it? Let's see who's up next. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. How you doing?
How you doing, Jimmy?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Jimmy. This is Janine, the call.
Hi, Janine. How are you? Everything good in your world? What's on your mind tonight?
Oh, it's doing much better now that I'm feeling better.
Well, that's you know what? As they say, see, you look great. So always remember, it's better to look good than to feel good.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, that's my motto. That's my motto. It's better to look good.
Hey,
it's better to look
great.
good than to feel good, darling. All right. So what's on your mind tonight, Janine?
Well, I don't know if I ever told you about my experience with the fear porn in the hospital after my stroke. They really, really lay on the fear porn heavy. You've got to take this atorvastatin,
right?
Which is Lipitor.
Right.
You have to take this. It will keep you from having another stroke. They really, really press that on you over and over again in the hospital. It will keep you from having another stroke. So once I get home and I can see enough and type well enough to be able to look up the side effects of atorvastatin or Lipitor, and guess what the number one most commonly reported side effect of Lipitor is?
A
hemorrhagic stroke.
Oh, say that again?
Yeah.
Really?
The number one most commonly reported side effect of atorvastatin, which is the generic name for Lipitor, is a hemorrhagic stroke, according to drugs.com.
No.
And no. Now, yes, it is. You can look it up on drugs.com if you want to prove it to yourself.
Oh, I believe you. Yeah, I don't need to do that. I trust you.
Anyway, the doctors and the pharmacists and everything are saying, well, you've got to weigh the risks with the benefits and all of that. And I'm going, it seems that the risk outweighs the benefit there. And nobody, and I just asked them, okay, you can give me all the stats and all the science that you want to, but can you answer this? Why is it that a drug that is supposed to prevent further strokes has as its number one most commonly reported side effect a stroke?
Yeah. And somebody explain that to me. I've got issues with that.
And they can't. They can't answer that question. And I say, I'm sorry, then I'm not taking the stuff.
Wow.
I'm
Good
not,
for you.
And there is something that, of an Ayurvedic herb that can help to lower cholesterol, and that's called Google. It's spelled Guggul. So anybody else out there who wants to go the natural route to lower their cholesterol, look up Google.
So
Guggul.
So when I go out and I have some crazy Italian food with, my favorite thing is to have like a big bowl of pasta with a side of fried chicken. That's a meal, right?
Oh, wow.
So I do that, but if I take Google right after that, I'm good to go.
I don't know that. I can't promise you
Janine,
that.
Janine, I'm just messing with you.
Okay, good.
I'm just messing with you, Janine. Did you have fun? Did you have fun at Contact in the Desert? Who was? You went to a lot of presentations. Who was your favorite speaker?
I did. It's a toss-up between James Gilliland and Corey Good.
Okay, that's a good toss-up. If you're going to toss up, that's a good toss-up. That's a good toss-up. Which presentation did you do with Corey? Was it his panel? Was it the comic book? Which one did you see?
Well, I went to his lecture and then the comic book one.
Oh, the comic book one was pretty cool. So did you get your comic book?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I got one too.
And when I took it up to Corey to have him sign it, I said, it looks like you guys could use the services of a first-rate copy editor. And he said, yeah, we noticed that too. Right there, glaring on page 5. I said, Corey, I'm sorry. I'm not meaning to pick at it. It's just, you
can't help yourself.
That's things I can't help myself.
Yeah, you can't help yourself. Yeah.
I'm a proofreader. I catch things like that.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. Oh, look at this picture of you and Cortana. This is great.
Oh,
check out Janine. That's a great picture.
Yeah.
Will you let me?
We both have our headgear on.
I'm going to retweet it. You don't mind, do you?
Not at all.
There you go.
I love that picture.
Yeah, that's a great picture. That's a great picture. You're the best. Thank you so much, Janine.
Hey,
yes.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yes.
Some of us have been kind of beginning to talk about trying to maybe start a scholarship fund to help people who are economically challenged but still want to go to Soul Tech.
Okay.
It's been a long time since I've organized things like this, but I'm more than willing to get this going, but I don't know anything about crowdfunding. Other than GoFundMe.
Yeah, I've never done it either. But
I think I think there's a lot of generous Fadernauts out there.
Oh, there's a lot of there's a lot of generous Fadernauts. I think Eric Awakening Man said that he has some tickets. But there may be some tickets. We're quickly, Janine. We're running out. We're going to be sold out in a few days.
That's why I want to get this money together. I've got my ticket.
Right.
I'm just talking about a couple of other people I've been talking to.
So are you gonna camp?
I don't know yet what my accommodations are going to be.
Okay.
We'll see. Because they didn't have any more tent cabins. I just.
All right.
I'm not really into camping at this point in my life. But,
we'll figure it out.
I have to.
We'll figure it out for you. Okay. So you got your tickets. You get there. We'll talk off of the air. Let's not do this on the air.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Great.
But Janine, it's a great picture. Always great to hear your voice.
Oh, thank you.
Hey,
Jimmy.
Janine, I've never asked you, and everybody that's on hold, just stay right there. It's Janine. So, Janine, are you an experiencer?
Not that I'm aware of. Not yet.
But
I've never doubted the life. I've never doubted the fact of life elsewhere in the universe. It's just never made sense to me that we would be it.
Well,
that doesn't say much for creation.
Right. I'm with you there.
I am hoping to have some experiences at ESETI.
Oh, well, that's a given. That's a given. You're going to punch your ticket when it comes to that kind of stuff there. But what is it?
I'm going to bring... Huh?
Janine, what is it that has brought you into this community? You go to all of the conferences. You're a Fadernaut. What brought you to us?
I see. I got started with David Wilcock's wisdom teachings and was red-pilled a lot through that. And
okay, I think you're missing.
I met you up at Eclipse of Disclosure, and that's probably what brought me into the Fadernaut family was Eclipse of Disclosure.
And that's fine, but what I'm asking is what was it that brought you to this community? What brought you to David Wilcock?
A desire to know the truth.
Okay.
I don't know. I just a desire to know the truth. I resonate with this community, and I've been coming out to things because I'm just starting to get socially active again after I had a botched gastric bypass in 2003. Mm-hmm. And had chronic pancreatitis for 9 years.
Wow!
And
you look amazing. You look amazing.
Oh, thank you,
Janine. Thank you. Behave and be well. Will you do that for me? Behave this weekend.
Oh, of course.
Okay. Always. We'll see you Monday on the show. Thank you so much, Janine.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Janine, that's the best right there. Have you guys seen Eric? Eric Stitt posted this picture of John Lennon that is wearing a Fade to Black T-shirt, and I looked when I first saw it. I went, and I'm looking. It's perfect. It is perfect, Eric. You did such a great job, and I mean, can I get sued if I post this out there? And Eric, I know you did the artwork on this, and for the next time John calls in, I'm posting this thing everywhere. That is really, really cool. I don't know how you did it, but it's perfect. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at it, and he's wearing a fade. It's perfect. Absolutely bloody perfect. Thank you for that, Eric. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, this is Karen from Seattle. How you doing?
Wow, how you doing, Karen?
How you doing?
Man, that's good. Karen, that's good. Did you spend some time in Jersey?
No, I can just do accents for some reason. I don't know what it is.
You watch too much Sopranos.
I've never watched an episode.
Oh,
well, there you go.
I'm not buying it. That was too convincing. Right, I played Who Loves You. And I was talking to Nathan, my engineer, and he's such a good kid. You know, I just love him to death. He's great. But he's he's a modern, he's hardcore millennial, right? So he's like he's probably like he was probably born in, I'm going to say 95, right? Okay. So he doesn't know who Frankie Valli is, right? And I asked him, hey, man, have you seen the movie Jersey Boys? Hoping he saw the movie Jersey Boys. You don't have to be part of that generation, but it was a big hit, right? You see the movie, that's who we're talking about here. He's like, no, man, I have no idea what you're talking about. He missed that whole thing, and Jersey Boys and Frankie Valli and that culture that came out of Jersey, which germinated so many fantastic acts, right, that came out of there. But he had no clue what I was talking about, and that whole how you doing.
So young.
Yeah, he had no clue. What's on your mind tonight, Karen?
Well, I just wanted to tell you, when I had first requested time off from work so I could go to Soltech, I didn't tell my boss what I was doing. And my boss is like a kind of a paranormal ghost investigator kind of guy.
He's going.
So he's not. No, God. No, God, no.
Okay. You need time off for Soltech? I got tickets too. Let's share a tent. Yeah, let's share a tent, Karen. We're going to have a great time.
Yeah, no, that won't happen.
Okay.
So, but I told him what I was told him what I was going to go do. I said I'm going to this UFO conference, and he looks at me, and goes, "Did you know I saw a UFO?"
Oh,
and he tells me the whole thing, and I'm like, "Get out of here!" So it makes its way around the grapevine that I'm going to a UFO conference. Do you have any idea how many people have walked up and told me their story?
Isn't it great how that happens like that? They just need to get it out. Yeah, they just need to get it out.
Yeah. So my boss, back in the 70s, he was living up in Bellevue, Washington, and he went out for a walk one summer's night. Beautiful, clear night, looked up in the sky, and there's this huge triangle craft, totally silent. He gets to his uncle's house, goes in and gets his uncle, says, "Come out here right now." His uncle comes out. They both stand there and watch this thing for like 30 minutes.
And?
Huge triangle craft. Didn't make any sounds. He said it didn't have any lights, but the whole thing glowed. And I'm like, how far off the ground was it? Was it close to any trees that you could get a measurement? How high up do you think it was? What do you think the propulsion was? And I start going all investigator mode on him. He's like, yeah, you're going to have a good time at that conference. I'm like, I know I am.
You should have him call in. You should have him call into the show.
I don't know if he even knows that Fade to Black world exists.
That's right.
But I'll try. I'll try.
Absolutely. And, just go, look, man, this Jimmy Church guy, I've got an in. I can get you on the air. He's really cool. You don't have to give him your name or anything, but just share your experience with his audience. I would love it. I would love it. Yeah,
I'd love to hear more of the details because he just told me, the highlights really quick.
Right.
And I was stunned. I'm like, really?
Yeah, I know. I'll get all those details out that you need. Okay.
Perfect.
And then when you need the next raise, you can go, dude, I recorded the phone call with Jimmy. Okay, so let's talk. As a matter of fact,
Perfect.
yeah, have him call in and I'll talk to him for you. Thank you so much,
Excellent.
Karen.
I will be listening.
Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Jimmy. You too.
Thank
Happy
you.
Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to you.
I'm not a dad, but thank you.
No, you've got a dad. Is your dad still with us?
No. Dad's floating around up there somewhere.
Okay. That's what. But what about your significant other?
I have my cat. That's enough.
What about your cat's dad?
It was two ships passing in the night.
Oh
That's
man,
the
see,
cat.
I'm trying to connect the dots here, Karen. I'm doing my best.
I'm sorry. I'm being of no help to you. I'm sorry.
Have a great night. I heard your cat in the background.
Okay. Thank you, Jimmy.
Have a great night, Karen.
You too. Bye.
Bye. And happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Bellevue, Washington. That's the high rent district up there in Seattle. And that's really cool. How UFOs unite. You would be surprised how. I mean, I've worked at a couple of pretty big companies, and walking around where everybody's doing the corporate life. You got your cubicles, you got your thing, you got your offices, and everybody is just doing their thing, right? And you would be surprised if you just bring up somehow, hey, I saw something strange in the sky last night. Boom. Boom. They'll start talking. Everybody has got a sighting. Error failed. Jimmy, with that part there, ouch. Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all, Gabe. Not at all, Gabe. I still like you, though. I'll give you a little heart for that. But listening to, this is what was really strange. I've got to head towards a break right here. So if you're on hold, just stay right there. I'll get you back after the break. It got me thinking, right? I started thinking back to the 70s. And one of my friends, his name is Javier. I'll say his last name, Javier Cedeno. He lives here in Southern California. And when I was down in Panama, he was the drummer of choice in high school. He played in all the bands, and really great friend of mine. I had so many different experiences with him. We're sitting having dinner here at up here in Burbank. He lives out. He came in from the east part of Los Angeles County. He comes in, and we cook out. And so we're sitting there and we're talking. Now I want to remember this. I think Rita, help me out here. Who did we have at the dinner table that night? Oh, Jason Martell was here for sure. And Taylor, and I think Steve Murillo was here. And so we're kicking back, and Javier goes, "Dude, do you remember the UFO that we saw, the big sighting?" And I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "You, myself, and Alan and Steve, we all went up, and Rocky, all of our friends, and we went out and we were camping, and there were some Boy Scouts there." I think this is what he said. He said, "But anyway, this flying saucer showed up above us. We thought it was a star, and it came down. It was a flying saucer and it had lights around it, and it was right above us, and we were all flipping out, and then there were reports about it in the newspaper." I said, wait, what? And he goes, "Yeah, man, and you were tripping out, man, and you were, and I was like, dude, I don't remember that." And it got me thinking. Now he tells the whole story. He's quoting me and things that I said and that we did and how big of an event. And I don't remember it. I don't remember it. And I was trying to picture. Javier and I have so many memories together, and they're all great, and we can recall all these details, and they're so fun to tell these stories. But I don't remember this. And he remembers the car that we were driving. He just everything, and who was there, and the things that he said that I was saying. Now, I believe it sounded like me. I don't have any reason to doubt him, but I don't remember it. I don't remember it. And I would love to have that memory. I thought about it so many times. And this would have been around 1978, 1979. Right in there. And he told me the location, and I know this place where this went down at. We used to go there frequently, and I remember all kinds of other things, but I don't remember that. Yeah, and it was really funny too, because as he's telling this story, and he's so detailed with it. And he was just so frustrated that I wasn't remembering it. He kept turning, dude, how can you not remember? I don't remember it. I don't remember it. Very strange. All right, I've got to take a break right here. And I don't know why that thought that just popped in my head, but I've never told that story on the air. I meant to get to that a few times. But apparently, I was right there. I saw it. Came right above our heads. And he described it perfectly, too. He's like, dude, flying saucer, lights around the bottom of it, the whole shot. And I don't remember a single thing. Not even a blip. Yeah, I got the Men in Black flash. It's Fade to Black. Thursday night, Fadernight. More of your phone calls next. Stay with me.
Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
Hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires. This year we've experienced more than our fair share. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and last month I decided to make sure my family does not have to worry about food should we get caught in a real emergency situation. Introducing Numana, a healthy, storable product that tastes so good that you'll want to eat it every day instead of just during those times of duress. All Numana products have a 25-year shelf life, are MSG and GMO-free, no preservatives, and are made in America. With the Numana pack in your home, you'll be able to sleep at night knowing that you've protected your family. Not only have I tasted and tested, I own it. Now you can too. Just click on the Numana banner on JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code Jimmy when you order. In addition to a discount, we'll send you an autographed Fade to Black t-shirt. Seriously, go Beckley Teppy. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
Hey, can we talk about something serious for a minute? Your age. Getting old has its perks. But remember, being a few years younger, your hair was thicker, you didn't have so many wrinkles, that extra weight wasn't haunting you, and you just felt better. Well, we can't turn back the clocks and go back 10 or 15 years, but you can start feeling and looking 10 or 15 years younger with Nature's Youth RSF. It's a doctor-formulated daily supplement that helps your body maintain its peak performance and fight the aging process. Imagine sleeping better, looking better, and feeling better. See how Nature's Youth RSF has helped thousands of people just like you at nature'syouth.com. nature'syouth.com. The holidays are coming. Imagine how it will feel when your family and friends are asking you what you did to look so good. Your secret will be Nature's Youth RSF. It's time to start looking better and feeling better. Learn more and order your Nature's Youth RSF at nature'syouth.com. That's nature'syouth.com.
Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRARadio.com.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. Thursday night, Fadernight, best night of the week. You're looking at me right now in the bunker cam. I got my chair, comfy, drinking my coffee. And if you've been watching the bunker cam, you know I'm on my third cup. River Moon coffee. It's Doc. All right. 323-825-5045. 323-275-9695. Okay, man, I'm live. The phone's just... Okay, all right. So, boom. Everybody's parked and ready to go. Now, somebody just tweeted, and I'm going to go back. Now, let's see who it was. Was this... I think it was Eddie from Pennsylvania. All right, Eddie from PA. Eddie from PA says, I got a question for you, Jay. You're stranded on a desert island or a deserted island, or a desert island, desert island, with a choice between just two albums, Van Halen 2 or Led Zeppelin, Houses of the Holy. There is no question. I have answered that many times. Van Halen 2. That's right. Blasphemous. I get it. Van Halen 2. And if I had a choice of two albums, because I need two, okay? I need two because, you know, you need to alternate back and forth. You know what my second album of choice would be? Or three. I would go three. If I had to go three, if I had to go four, right? It's like that. But I would go Van Halen 2 first, Steely Dan Asia second, Joe's Garage, Frank Zappa, number 3. And then I think I'm jumping into either Yngwie Malmsteen Rising Force, maybe Yngwie Malmsteen Trilogy. I could live with that. And then I would have to go and maybe interchange that with Jeff Beck Wired. Has got to be there. Or maybe even the Orange album, Jeff Beck Group. I could go there too as well. And then, you know, reaching down off of that. But these are like Steve Vai, right, has got to be in there somewhere. These are the essentials of life, right? And certainly Led Zeppelin Physical Graffiti, Houses of the Holy, Led Zeppelin 3, Led Zeppelin 4. I like In Through the Outdoor, too, as well. It's a great album. So, you know, what do you do with that stuff? You know, Black Sabbath, Sabotage. You know, what do you do? There are essentials that need to be there. Judas Priest, Unleashed in the East, has got to be there. These are the facts of life. You know, and I don't know how else to deal with that kind of stuff. But if I had to go with one and I had no choice, Van Halen 2. There's no question about it. And then if I got a lucky choice and I could get an something to, I would go Steely Dan Asia. Then I would go Frank Zappa. And then I would go, you know, I got to go Yngwie, man. I got to do some Yngwie. I don't know if I could do, and it's tough. How do you not do Steve Vai instead of Yngwie? Right? That's tough. I mean, how do you do that? It sounds like it's nearly an impossible decision. But I'm okay with that. Trilogy is an amazing album. Rising Force is an amazing album. Oh man. Then you've got like Alien Love Secrets, right? Steve Vai. I don't know. Tough. It's tough. It's a tough world out there. And speaking of a tough world, there's only one person to talk to that will take me where I need to go. And that is Steve from Bluefield. Steve, what's up, my man?
Hello, Mr. Jimmy Church.
You were listening earlier, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm always listening. I'm like the secret spy satellite that just never shuts off.
Oh man, when we look back, we've got so many years in the can right now with this show, right? But we look back and there was some pretty epic moments on the show, right? Some pretty epic moments. And we can one day we'll put a compilation together. But your phone call after your disappearance, right? And that phone call back and the way that you caught the audience and myself, completely off guard. We had no idea. And that's the last thing I thought was, that you were going to say. It could have been anything. You could have said, dude, I lost my job. I lost the farm. My wife left me. It could have been anything. The IRS caught up with me finally, and I had to, whatever. But not that. Not what you went through. And you opened up with us that night, and it's just one of those moments on this show, and we will never forget that.
It was just, it's still a traumatic experience for me. It's still something that I have to deal with every day. It's one of those things that you just deal with, Jimmy. You just there's no other way around it. You just have to confront it head on, and just go on. You can't let it control you or dictate how you live your life from here on out. You just have to kind of embrace the experience and take it for what it is, and learn from it. And try to I try to spread the word of my experience to as many people as I can, and hopefully enlighten more people about life after death, about what happens after the big man comes calling. So
yeah, and when you hear others that share their experience, how does that make you feel? Are you listening for similarities between the experiences, or does that even matter to you?
Well, I kind of listen to some of the similarities, and for me, I excuse me, I listen mostly for the feeling, to see if they felt the same feeling of the same emotional feeling that that I experienced with it. For me, that's the most important thing, is hopefully the people that did, that have went through the same thing I went through, it was a positive experience for them. Like if, at first I had a hard time justifying it as a positive experience, but, after the fact and after I opened up about it and realized, it is what it is, and come to terms with it, I realized that it was, that it was a positive experience, and, hopefully maybe I could help, someone who may not have thought their experience was positive, and for them to hopefully find the positive, the things positive about their experience with it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because there's a lot of people that had, you know, not good experiences with it. And
yeah, and
you got to try to find the good. You know, you got to try to find the good in everything.
You have to, Steve. And the difference with you is your body was still complete. So you had a body to come back to, right? If somebody gets
Correct.
blown up, right, and their body is in pieces, then you don't have a body to come back to. So you are taken and you go to the other side and you don't have a choice in the matter. In your situation, it was different. You had a body to come back to, and the ambulance and your wife and the doctors made sure that you came back. But if there are others out there that suddenly, boom, right, they're there on the other side, and they could be confused. They could, you know, could you imagine, right, just suddenly, bap, and you don't have the ability to come back and share that experience with us. You can, and you did, and that's a big, big difference.
That's not me talking, Jimmy. I don't know.
Oh, there's somebody. Don't worry about it. That's somebody
okay.
on hold. That's somebody on hold.
Okay.
I didn't see any meters jump. But no, it's not the NSA.
It's not that rough beard sound that we usually hear, Jimmy.
Yeah, right.
Scraping on the speaker.
Well, hold on. Let's find out who it is. Area 414. You're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Mm-hmm. What's up, Jimmy? It's Dave from Milwaukee. How's it going, buddy?
This is who from Milwaukee?
Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Dave Barsky from Milwaukee.
Oh, hey, Dave. Say hi to Steve from Bloomfield, man. Steve, you're with Steve.
Hey, Steve from Bloomfield. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
How's it going, Dave? You doing all right, buddy?
Good, hanging in there.
See,
making some food.
You know what's really cool? You guys have never met. You guys are hundreds and hundreds of miles apart, but you know each other from Twitter, and you know each other from this show, and you guys are family. How cool is that? Right?
That's a fact.
You don't get to experience that, Jimmy. That is what is so cool about, you know, the Fadernight and about Fade to Black. That's what I was when I was talking about it the other night, and you know, talking about how, you know, you and Rita have created this movement, and you know, I understand you don't want to take credit for it, and you and Rita are extremely humble, but what you both have created for this community is something special. It's an outlet for me. It's an outlet for Dave. It's an outlet for every Fadernight and people that's not even Fadernight, Jim.
That's right.
That get to, you know, experience and understand, you know, and hopefully get enlightened to what is really going on, you know, out there.
And Dave, you know, you've been with us for a while now. You've been listening to Steve and I talk over the years. Were you with us when Steve called in that night?
I don't. Maybe. I've been with so many nights I can't. Everything just kind of doesn't bleed together, obviously. But certain shows leave certain imprints.
Well, I'm reading here. Mark Tarana just tweeted out, "I remember Steve's call live. An upsetting experience indeed. So glad you're still with us, brother." But
Amen.
Well,
Amen.
Yeah, and see, so what happened was we don't have enough time to go through all of it, and I don't want Steve to relive it. But he choked and passed out on his kitchen floor. And
I think I do remember.
Yeah, in the middle of the night, and that's it. And if his family, right, Steve, I mean, the fact that they found you, I mean, I just think about that and think it goes over and over in my mind. I just what your family must have gone through at that moment. I just can't
imagine.
It's unbelievable. But yeah, you are able to share that experience with us, and I've heard a lot of descriptions of the other side. But Steve's detail, Steve, do you remember like every second of it, don't you?
Every second, Jimmy. I mean, it was just like real. It was
how do you remember?
I was dead for 24 minutes.
Hold on, guys. You should be able to hear each other fine. Dave was just asking you a question. Let me jump in. Dave, what were you asking, Steve?
I'm just, how could he recall every second that vividly? I mean, what do you attribute that to, Steve?
Just the experience. It was.
But if you had to categorize it, like
I recall just being the blackness at first, and then it was like it was kind of real life, mixed in with a dream, and I just felt everything. I felt like there were. I didn't see any individuals. But I could feel the individuals surrounding me. And then when I saw the light drop out of the sky, it was just, I don't know how I can attribute anything. It's not like it happens every day, so I don't know how to attribute anything to it.
Right. And Steve, I don't know if I asked you this before. I've certainly wanted to ask you since. You had guesstimated it was like 20, 25 minutes you were on the floor, right?
Right, 24 minutes, 25 minutes, somewhere in that.
Yeah, 25 minutes. Yeah. And so when, and it was your wife that found you? Or your son?
My daughter.
Your daughter.
My daughter found me.
Your daughter found you.
My wife started the CPR, yeah.
Right. Did you, at that point, were you aware of them? Could you hear your daughter? Could you hear? Really?
No. And thank God that I don't recall
the panic,
their emotions.
Right. Unbelievable.
Because I believe that would be another traumatic experience for me. Because I speak to my daughter about it, because that had to be, and very hard on her to find her father laying in the pantry floor, basically blue. From what she told me, I was as blue as basically purple. And she went hysterical from that point, and just luckily my wife was a registered nurse, and she brought me back.
Now, at what point in all of this did you start to hear things from Earth again? From us. What did you hear first?
When I was in the ambulance,
right?
And I started to come back to. They cleared the obstruction from my mouth, from my lungs, and got me a clear airway. And they continued the CPR, and then once I guess I started getting some breaths, and getting some oxygen back to my brain. I felt this overwhelming pull, basically bringing me back to reality and away from whatever realm that I was in.
Did you have any idea? Did you find out about the length of time? It was 25 minutes on the kitchen floor. When you started to hear things and come to in the ambulance, how much longer was that? Was that an hour?
From the time that,
plus,
from the time that I recall coming to, I was on my way to the hospital in the ambulance.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get time. So 25 minutes on the floor. Then the EMTs get to your house. That takes some time. They've got to go in to the kitchen. They got to do that. They got to bring in a stretcher. They got to do this. They're doing all of their. It takes minutes. And then they got to put you on the stretcher, then put you in the ambulance. Now some more minutes have gone by. So now we're looking at 25, 30, 35 minutes maybe. Now you're in the ambulance rolling down the street. Now you can add a few more minutes. So, like I said, are we looking at, a period of about 45 minutes in total now?
Probably somewhere in that ballpark. From, the 25 minutes is basically, I can attribute from the time that my daughter found me to the time that the EMTs got to me was 25 minutes.
Wow, that is nuts, man. That is nuts, Steve.
You're so lucky.
Yeah, that is just...
they get to me, so, instantly, get me on a gurney and into the ambulance, probably looking another 5 to 10 minutes.
Sure.
And, so probably, like I said, 40 to 45 minutes, because I started to come to in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. And by the time I was at the hospital, I was basically fully coherent again.
You know what's funny? I'm going to make you laugh. Dave, you're going to laugh at this. Steve's going to die laughing. Steve, you don't care if you die laughing, right? Yeah, there we go. Is this I've never had kidney stones, right? Never had it. And this is this is like 15 years ago. As long as 2003. And so it hits me, and I got boom, and I pass out. I got Rita on the phone. I'm thinking I'm having a heart attack. Rita calls the ambulance. They show up, the fire department. They kick down the front door. They go in. I'm unconscious, and I'm just in this crazy pain. They pick me up, throw me on this thing. They throw me in the back of the ambulance, and I'm in the back of the ambulance, right? I'm going to the hospital, and I turn to the EMT, and I go, hey, am I going to die? And he looked at me and just started laughing. He goes, man, you got a kidney stone. What? And I was in so much pain. But it was just so funny. It's the only thing. I'm serious. I was in some crazy pain. I've had kidney stones. Yeah. I've had them since. And I guess the first is the worst, right? But it was just so funny. Am I going to die? And it was just so funny. It's just crazy.
The initial creepy thoughts too that go through your head when you have something like that or whatever. You're just like,
I know,
and it has to do what and no.
Yeah. And the pain, I had never experienced body pain like that. That's a crazy. The first time you have a real, and plus, I saw my kidney stone, and I'm thinking to myself, that is huge. Right, that is huge. So anyway, the funny thing about that is my body went through some crazy trauma, and I did. I passed out, man. I passed out with the phone on my ear. I had the 911 operator talking about. I just let go, and I barely remember those guys kicking down the front door. I mean, I just opened my eyes and looked at them and shut them again. And they loaded me up, and I was just like, man, this hurts. And I'm in the back of am I going to die? Dude, you got a kidney stone. Shut up, man. You're going to be fine. So anyway, I got to roll credits and get out of here, guys. Dave, thank you for the phone call.
Sure, buddy. I thought I'd finally call in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know it was perfect. Steve, thank you so much, man, and give my best to the family.
Steve. Sorry,
Jimmy, as always, brother. Thanks for the time.
Steve from Bluefield. That's the man right there. Hey, Dave, thank you for the phone call, my friend.
Thanks, Jimmy. Have a good night.
Yeah, you
Rita, have a good night as well.
Absolutely. She's listening. She's down the hall.
Of course.
Thank you, Dave. Have a good night.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Happy Father's Day. Right on. And there you go. That's a true story. And it happened so fast. I had woken up that morning, and Rita wasn't at home. She was working. And I just got up and I stood up and I went, wow, I feel a little funky. I feel a little strange. And I went, and this is what I did. A bowl of cereal will make me feel better. I'm serious. And this pain was coming on, but I thought I was hungry maybe. I don't know. And I go and I sit down and I have this bowl of cereal. And inside of about, I'm going to say 60 seconds, I went from feeling kind of weird to bad. And I stood up. I thought I was having a heart attack. My arms were feeling funny. My brain, my body, this trauma, this tingling, this pain, this thing. And it was in my torso, and it was in my toes, it was in my head. And I called up Rita. I said, I'm having a heart attack. I'm having a heart attack right now. And I freaked her out like I should have. I'm so glad that I did. And she's miles away. She calls 911. And they kicked down the front door. They showed up thinking I was having a heart attack. And it was pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Really happened. Am I going to die? Thank you, everybody that called in tonight. John Rappaport, everybody on Twitter. This Fade to Black, Fadernight family is nothing but love. Thank you to each and every one of you. Fade to Black's executive producers, Rita Camarion. Show is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Bob. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vito, and Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster, Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and syndication is KGRA, The Planet. This broadcast owned and copyrighted 2018 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. Until Monday, everybody have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day. Be safe. Go Beckley Tepe.